Welcome to the world of Three Beards Media Podcast. We're thrilled to announce that all of our podcasts are now broadcasted live by the Betfred Sportsbook Studio, the official sportsbook of Three Beards Media. So don't miss a minute of the action and be sure to download the Betfred app today to get the best odds on all your sports betting. With the Betfred Sports Studio, you can enjoy the excitement of our podcast while placing your bets and winning big. Get ready for an unforgettable sports experience.
Side of the Storm is brought to you by Revelton Distilling Company. You can visit them in Osceola, Iowa, or on the web at www.reveltondistillery.com.
Side of Storm, brought to you by Three Beards Media, sponsored by Brown Dog Farm and Revelton. Brent, you got Revelton over there, or are you drinking something else tonight?
Yeah. I got you.
See, I'm out. I got 8 bottles of Revelton. I got all 8 of 8 bottles still in Iowa. So I'm bringing them home when I come back. I haven't they still sitting in the box at my homeboy Brandon's house because I couldn't figure out how to get them all back on one trip. So I bring like a bottle or 2 back in my luggage every time. But Brown Dogs is not sponsoring the golf tournament this year, but Revelton is, and they're doing one of those rare releases of that the double rye, a bottle of gin, some swag like a polo and a hat, and then they're doing a private tour. That's one of the raffle prizes for the golf event. So shouts out to them for supporting us here and supporting the Trice Legacy Foundation. But we got to make that money. So we've been gone for a while. I did a solo one last week, and I did that solo one, and PJ Runge hit me up and was like, 25 minutes, really? He was mad because it was short. I'm like, it was me, Papa. It's hard to do a podcast by yourself. Like I talk to myself, hey George, so what you think about this? Man, it's good. Man. Like, what am I gonna do? I can't make you go that long, man.
Why he ain't hop on with you?
Had a whole monologue.
He always talking his shit, but don't want to get on. He wouldn't be that silent part. He want to give me all kinds of advice. You know what? You should have a segment about this, or you should have a segment. Get on the show.
Right.
PJ. But hey, speaking of PJ, his wife, Jen Runge, softball player, Woodward High School, Iowa State pitcher, clear scan today. Over 2 years. Another clear scan. I gotta look at the text because I don't think she has to go back for I think it was like she don't got to go back for a while because she was on a clinical trial, and that was through Northwestern. And because of that, they didn't know if it was the clinical trial doing it or if it was something else going on. But yeah, she don't got to need another one until September. So normally she's going to 3 months, and now it's September. So we know. Shouts out to them. I'm actually see if I can get them on the phone real quick. We was having some issues with the system a little while ago. So I'm gonna see if I can get them on real quick. Let's see if this actually works. Ring. There it is. It's actually working this time. See if he jump on. He know we on the podcast, so he ain't gonna jump on. He gonna say he watching a movie or something. Oh, he wouldn't act like that.
He not watching no damn movie.
He know I'm on a cast, so he ain't gonna answer.
Your call has been forwarded.
That's bogus.
I'm gonna call him back one more time. Hold on. I'm gonna call him back. He do this to me. He know my phone on Do Not Disturb from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. He'll call me twice in a row because that's the way you get through.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way I gotta call my kids.
You better answer when we call you, man.
Hello?
Yeah, answer when we call you. Yeah.
What is the topic this evening? What are we discussing?
Well, right now we're discussing you and Jen. We want to get a shout out. Brent on here, Marcus on here. Go ahead, Marcus.
What up, bro? What up? How you been?
Hey, how you doing, man? I'm having a good day.
I'm good. Just glad to hear the good news about the missus, bro. For sure.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
No doubt.
We'll take all the good news we can get. Good news today that we don't have another scan. We don't have another scan until September, so we'll definitely take it. Surviving the match, literally.
And you don't know Brent, but Brent PJ is the blackest white dude you might meet outside of White Rodney. You don't know White Rodney neither.
And Priest.
Blackest white dude.
But Priest is the
Priest is close. Peter's a little bit more. You probably catch him. You probably catch him sagging a little bit, more than Priest. But,
Oh man. So no, we just wanted to call. We had mentioned there, and we got the system working, so we just wanted to shout you out, man, and shout Jen out as we start this podcast. It's going live tomorrow, but you on with us tonight. So, you watching the movie?
Appreciate it. We
figured y'all was watching.
No, I'm just hanging out. She actually had a girls' dinner to go celebrate tonight. So,
so you got the cock in your hand and you playing video games.
Is this going on the cast?
Yeah, it's on the cast. It's recording right now.
He kind of sounds like Mike Nurse right now, doesn't he?
Hey, wait, let me clarify. It's a whiskey called Chicken Cock.
Okay.
We like to go cock and balls. We use the ice balls and cock and balls. It's an inside thing. I'm sorry.
There we go.
Whiskey talk.
Yeah, whiskey talk.
Right.
It's a whiskey. It's well known. You can go find it widely distributed, and I encourage you to grab a bottle. I will just leave it at that. So
it is.
Shouts out.
No, but hey, later this summer we should talk about. I wouldn't mind, picking Marcus's brain on, things like the college game versus pro game, how his recruiting process was, all that kind of fun stuff. So I'll get out of your hair, but yeah, let's do something this summer.
For sure, that'll work.
Yeah, for sure, bro.
Thanks for jumping on real quick, man. But we holler at you.
Absolutely, love, bro.
See you guys.
Peace.
Thanks, man. Later.
Yeah, so PJ's the guy, Brent. Like you came in a little late, but PJ's a cool cat, man, from Davenport, Iowa. He just a cool cat, man. Like that's my best friend. Like the reason me and PJ got close, and this is like you go back to college stories. So I'm gonna tell a real story about being vulnerable at a time. So I was on scholarship at Iowa State, full ride and everything like that. And then I thought I wanted to be a chef. I got a scholarship, or I didn't get a scholarship, but I got accepted to the Art Institute in Santa Monica for culinary school. So I left Iowa State after my sophomore year, and I left the wrong way. I just left. I didn't withdraw from classes or whatever. It was like the end of the year. So I didn't take my finals, failed all the 4 classes I had, my GPA tanked, whatever, moved out there. And then found out that in California, if you're not a resident for a year, you don't get any kind of grants or scholarship dollars. So you got to wait for a year residence. Texas, Marcus, I don't know if you saw his text. But so I was staying with my cousin up in Compton, and I was trying to work and go to school, and I couldn't afford both. And so I came back to Iowa State, or came back to Ames, and I just lived up there, found an apartment, started trying to work. I was working at Target, I was delivering pizzas, stuff like that. But I had $300 to my name. And this is like a vulnerable story. I had $300 to my name, and PJ knew that. And PJ was already done with school, and he was doing his master's. He was back in Davenport or something like that. But his parents, they were well off. They had some things going on. They owned a trucking company, Runge Mortuary in Davenport. So they had some things going for them. And he's like, hey, they got the condo in the Bahamas. He's like, hey, go to the Bahamas with me. I'm like, man, I got $300 in the bank account, and that's all I got. I'm getting hours cut at Target. I just moved back. I don't got the funds for it. And so he's like, just come on. He's like, I talked to my dad, just give my dad that $300 and I got everything else. That'll cover your flight. And then I got everything else. I'm like, all right, we'll see. And so had an interview with Best Buy. Best Buy was about to open up in Ames, and I had an interview, and, it's like, okay, I'll wait to hear from them. Okay. Never heard from them. About a week or two go past. Driving to Davenport to go. I'm like, okay, PJ, I'm going. I didn't get the job. They ain't called me. Driving to Davenport, get a call on the way to Davenport. It's a 2-hour drive from Ames. And they're like, hey, George, we want to offer you the job. You have to be here for mandatory training on these days. And I'm like, well, you didn't tell me I had mandatory training when you were talking to me about this potentially. And I'm actually driving to Davenport. I'm going out of town. And they're like, oh, okay, well, we can't offer you the job then. So, this is mandatory. And I'm like, all right, well, you all didn't mention it to me, but I appreciate the offer, and I'll look for something else. About an hour longer into my drive, still about an hour and a half hour out. I'm pissed. I'm like, damn it. That was a good job. I could have, started some things. They call me back. and they were like, hey, we looked through the notes and we don't think we told you that there was going to be a mandatory training this week. And so we still want to offer you the job. So when you get back, the job is yours. And I'm like, that's what's up. And, you know, I got to Chicago, or not Chicago, Davenport, and saw PJ's dad, had just met him for like the first time officially. And I'm like, hey, Papa Runge, here's my $300. Thanks for, you know, allowing me to go this. And, you know, this is all I got, you know that. He's like, yeah, PJ told me a story. What was going on? He's like, you know what? Just keep that. Go have fun with my son. Went to the Bahamas and kicked it at their condo and had a great time. And I've been down there like 4 or 5 times. Truck even been down. Truck was down there at one time, but we just had a good time down there. And from that moment on, with PJ's family looking out for me, I still call his dad all the time. Like, hey, Papa Runge, he live in Denver. But they showed me love. And that's how me and PJ became real close, because his pops didn't have to do that for me. You know, they did that. And that shows the kind of people that they were. Like, they had money and didn't care. It wasn't about that. It was about the friendship and about the camaraderie. And, you know, that's why me and PJ been buddies since then, man. So that was
what's up.
PJ.
Yeah, man.
So, you know, you gotta have them people, you know, that kind of support you. And that kind of go back like what Marcus was saying about Priest. Like, those are them guys that, you know, PJ said, are you going to the golf outing, Brent? So he want to meet you at the golf outing. If you're gonna
be
yeah.
I'm there. And they're like swimwear.
All right, for sure. I'll let them know. But yeah, no, so you just gotta keep these good people around you. And so yeah, there's always the good people from the days, man. But you know, as we look at going into this podcast, it's kind of dry right now. That's why we haven't really been on, because summertime is kind of dry with sports and things like that. You know, I got a couple questions that I want to talk to us about, but did want to shout out Alan Lazard, got hurt, hit below the waist. Luckily, it was just like he got hit in the private area, went down for a little bit. It wasn't as bad as they thought it was. People thought it was like a big thing because just got there to the Packers. Rodgers got hurt and he got hurt
Jets.
Same practice.
Jets.
Jets. And they both got hurt at the same time. So it's like, it was just like, ooh, what's going on here? But yeah, he's all good and everything like that. I talked to his dad and said, hey, I got the Vegas game circled on my calendar, Marcus. So when the Jets come, you know, Kevin said he gonna come up there. So we gonna come up there for that game.
Definitely gonna be at that one.
I think that's either so Vegas play Green Bay, I think either November 12th or October 9th. And then the opposite is the Jets play in Vegas on the opposite weekend. The reason why I'm talking about those two games is because Green Bay, hopefully my man Anthony Johnson Jr. Jr. was the cornerback for us, but he was a tackling cornerback. So it wasn't like he in the NFL, it wasn't going to work for him. So he actually switched to a safety position, and he is actually the young man that got the first Jack Trice athletic scholarship that was created a couple years ago for a senior going into their senior year. And he got that, and he actually spoke at the commemorative 100th anniversary opening with me. So he's a good guy. I still talk to him. So he's at Green Bay. Hopefully everything goes well for him. But, you know, if they play up there, that's one of the games I'll be coming up there to support him as well. So those are the two games I got on my calendar, Mark. So I'm letting you know about that.
What date is that?
One's October 12th, and one's like November 9th or opposite, whatever those Sundays are. Or one might even be a Monday night game, but I got to look at the schedule. But yeah, it's like the 9th and the 12th, October and November. So it's the month back to back. So if you around, you know, and then that's fall, we don't know what Junior gonna be doing. What is Junior gonna be doing? What you thinking? I know you can't reveal too much right now, but what's
right? Well, we got a couple of visits lined up that we're trying to get everything situated with, you know, the portal and the clearinghouse and all that different stuff. So it's been kind of challenging with him not being in the high school setting of Nevada anymore. Like now he's down in Arizona. So now we got to work with the administrations and stuff down there. Then we got to get the stuff from the schools that he went to here, because, you know, transcripts, it doesn't look like we're just submitting false information. So it's been a little, you know, rabbit, you know, being ran all over the place. So but we got a couple of things lined up, just trying to find out the best fit for him. I got a couple of schools in California, some in, you know, Mississippi. Man, shout out to Coach Prom, been talking to him a lot. You know, that would be a place I wouldn't mind him, and the coach, I wouldn't mind him playing for him at Murray State. So we just got some plays lined up, you know. I mean, just got some some things lined up that we hopefully could happen here soon, and he can, make the best decision for him. I'm not trying to focus on anything other than, what's going to be the best fit for him. If he wants to stay on the West Coast or venture off somewhere else, it's totally up to him.
So that's what we kind of jump into it then. So when you talk about what you're doing with Junior right now, and then you talk about your recruiting process, and then you bring your recruiting process, what's the main difference in today's recruitment that you are seeing as the biggest thing compared to what you had to go through in your
social media?
Okay.
Man, that's
social media.
Okay.
I mean, that's totally it. Like back in shit, you don't want to say back in the day. But, shit, you graduated high school in '97.
Later, so go ahead and say it.
Back in the day, but literally back then, you used to see these coaches there. I remember talking to my wife the other day when we was watching the Air movie. And talking about George Raveling and Sonny, right, and Sonny Vaccaro. And I'm like, these are dudes that I know, like guys that I met in high school, at the different various camps and things like that, because you used to see them in person. I saw Tim Floyd there recruiting me. I saw the other coaches there recruiting me. And so like now is, they're asking for film, or they're looking at highlight tapes or whatever. And you're not really getting an accurate assessment of the player, because you've never seen a highlight tape of a guy missing every shot or not making, the right defensive, assignments and stuff like that. You're going to get the best of the best. And I hate seeing that. You have to either come in and see the kids or, go through the process of trying to figure out what's what. And then social media is so rampant in terms of if this school, that school, this school, and that school is offering, these other schools going to want to come in and get in the hat of offering to make it seem like, we recognize too, whatever. When you can't play but for one school 1 year, so it's the biggest, weirdest misconception of what's going on with all of these offers, because, kids are quote unquote getting offers 8th, 9th grade, and 4 or 5 years later, you don't even know that coaching staff is going to be there.
Right.
And you got to take that into consideration and factor in the fact of it is what it is, and don't allow that to get into your psyche and change your mindset of working hard and the things that you got to do to progress to get to the next level. And that's basically all, we've been doing. And I've been proud of the progress he's made in the last year. I kind of think I dropped the ball on sending them down there with Bella Vista Prep the year before. One of my close friends, Nico, he's one of the recruiters and stuff down there. I and Thomas, we've been close friends. You remember Thomas from Iowa State, George. We've been close friends, for over 20-some years. And Nico had been trying to get me to get him down there for a couple years now. And so, some things happened at the school he was at. And so I just, finally, talked to them about that situation, and it was the best decision we ever made. And he's even glad that the decision was made. He's done a lot of growing up in this last year, not only, as a young kid, but turning into a young adult, but just as a player and as a person, and it's something that, we've seen, and we definitely thank God for. I mean, he got a little hair on his lip and on his chin, so he think he doing it now. So, but to me, that biggest process, the biggest thing is just social media, because it's just, it can paint a picture that's a little bit different than what it really is. And for me as a coach, I try to put it into these kids to understand, like y'all don't really get it. Like, y'all get the aura of what Michael Jordan is here now. Like, if Michael Jordan if social media was around, then he'd probably have $1 trillion in the bank, just by how much, like, you missed that. So now you got the, LeBrons, and you got the, the Steph Currys and stuff like that. And these players are reaping the benefits from it. But it's the same way. And I call the NCAA right now literally the free agency of collegiate sports, because kids are just popping everywhere, back and forth. Schools can reach out to kids on social media now. You don't even got to have phone numbers. So To me, that would be the biggest thing. Social media.
And Brent, you're dealing with the same thing too, from when you got recruited to now your son, and then you also see, from the other sport, you see Omaha at your school too. So you see a different aspects of, he was committed to Iowa State for a while. But what's been your experience, and you agree with Marcus, and what differences you see?
Yeah, he hit it. He hit the nail right on the head. To be quite honest, my personal recruiting strategy, and I tell parents this too, so I guess it ain't no secret, but I always tell parents to, you want to get your kid noticed, just go hit a school in East Conference, because all it takes is one school to offer in that conference. And then if it's a respected school, the other schools are like, well, what are we missing here? You know what I'm saying? Let's check them out, because at the end of the day, it's just one of those, there's a ton of film available to everybody. These kids are getting invited to camps and all of that stuff, and coaches are buying the little passes to see how these kids move. But there's only a handful of schools that are really doing the work. You know what I'm saying? Like Mark had just said, like you're going to see the ones that are really active and really good in the recruiting process walking the halls of the school, because they want to meet the teachers. They want to meet, everybody else around the guys that they want. And those are the high level programs. Everybody else is just kind of like, well, as soon as Iowa offers, I'm gonna jump in there too. As soon as Baylor offers, well, let me jump in there too. Anybody, you know what I'm saying? So it's all conference driven, man. So social media plays a huge factor. Like you said, it's just so everything's in your face. And to be real, these kids only care about, well, let me put the fit on. Let me throw the, what I'm saying? This is what's selling kids at the end of the day.
And the big thing that they love doing is the hashtag not committed. Then why you sit up there in all that gear then? Like, like, come on now. Then you're at this, D1 school, this prestigious school, and all of their gear and stuff like that, and then you hashtag, and then you tagging them and not committed. Like, they already know that. Like, but it's that social media thing, showing that I got options. Can't play for one school. That's it.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, the other part of it, everybody can offer you a scholarship, but when it comes down to the nitty gritty, if they get another player that they want before you commit, you ain't got no scholarship. So
that offer just sitting there.
It's just sitting there.
The offer sitting there in your IG bio.
That's it.
In the highlights, that's the only place it's sitting.
So let me ask you this. So, you had a schools you were, so I only applied and got accepted to Michigan. That's where I wanted to go, because my girlfriend, I think I told the story at the beginning of our podcast. My girlfriend was going there. It was 3.5 hours away from home. I'm like, okay, my girlfriend from high school going there. This is where I'm going. I ain't going nowhere else. And so that was kind of the first school. And then Iowa State came along, and I changed it because Iowa State was a better deal overall. So I changed to go to Iowa State. Now, when it's like when somebody's courting you, do you if you get a good offer, that first one, what is the benefit y'all see, or the detriment that y'all see by accepting that first offer if it is a place you want to be?
Well,
because
I don't know if it's a detriment.
Like waiting it out to get another one. So, like, let's say you want to go, one of your top three is USC, and you get USC as your first one. They courting you. They want you to be there. They just it's one and done here, and that's one of your top three. You're like, well, I can't go wrong with it because they're in my top three anyway.
Right. I think if your heart is set on going to that university, then that's where it should be set, and you've made up your mind or whatever. If you wait too long and you're trying to get more offers for whatever reasoning, like you said, also, something can happen. Someone may decided to hit the transfer portal and then decide to back out, and now that position is filled. Whatever the case may be, they may recruit somebody else, and they committed before you. Now that position is gone. If you decided that this is the place in your heart, then it makes no sense to keep dragging the other teams, other universities and stuff along. My top five, shit, it was so long ago. Can I remember? It was Iowa State, Minnesota, Villanova, Georgetown, and Temple. That was my top 5, and I had them all lined up to visit. And I visited Iowa State first, and Clem Haskins was the coach at Minnesota, and I really wanted to, visit. A black head coach wanted to visit there. He had taken a guy from my area the year before, and then one of my AU teammates that was a year younger than me, he was being recruited too. So I just want to go up there and see how everything was, and they had some good teams there. That's when Bobby Jackson then was there, and so I visited Iowa State first, and then I completely fell in love with Iowa State. Completely fell in love with Iowa State, and I was telling Tim Floyd, telling Coach Floyd, I said, I want to at least give Coach Haskins the opportunity and go there. But I told him he can tell everybody, tell anybody. Once I visit here, if they don't blow me away, then next weekend I'm going to be signing and making my announcement that I'm coming to Iowa State. And then from there, from Minnesota, I was lined to go to Georgetown, Villanova, and Temple. And once I decided that Iowa State is where I was going to go, and we talk about the rest of these trips are free trips and stuff like that, but this is the different generations. Once I had shown the interest that this is where I was going to go, my mom and pops was like, you're not about to waste those other guys' time. You're not about to waste their money. Like, you're not going to school here. So, if this is the decision you done made, go ahead and be respectable and make the decision. Give Coach Floyd the opportunity to, announce it and everything like that, and we go from there. And that's what happened. I made the decision, committed to Iowa State, and, we called the rest of the coaches and thanked them for the opportunity, and the rest of it is history.
That's what's up. Okay. Let's pause real quick and, let's hear a message from our one of our sponsors. Let's hear a message from Brown Dogs Farm. So roll that beautiful bean footage ship. We want to hear this.
Brown Dogs Farm are Norwalk, Iowa-made hot sauces and dressings. Brown Dogs Farm was born out of the dream to emulate the simple life of Rob's grandparents, who inspired him with their hard work and abundant gardens. Rob and Amanda set out to create a unique blend of fruit and pepper that would satisfy the part of the brain that craves great flavor without sacrificing the spice of the peppers. Sweet, but still packing heat. With combinations like jalapeno green apple, habanero peach, cherry rhubarb reaper, and other great flavor combinations, there is a spice and flavor that is right for any party or get together. BDF also has homemade versions of their classic and spicy ranch that are one of a kind. You can order all of those and more online at www.browndogsfarm.com and ask your local grocery to stock up.
Hey, we back. We back. We back. That beautiful bean footage. Thanks, Brown Dogs Farm. But yeah, no, you're right. You're right about that. When you were talking about before the break about us, how you look at that, and again, not wasting their time, wasting their money, wasting their resources when not leading them on. So right. I get that. That's what's up. So one of the things that we look at as we come up to next year, we got the NBA Finals is about to start next week. I thought the C's was gonna get swept. I thought the Lakers were gonna win the game 4. I thought they was gonna win 1. I didn't think they were gonna get swept. I know from Cleveland. I'm a LeBron fan. I probably said it before. The first year the year he left us, I wished all the ill will upon him that could happen to him. But after that, I, as a true basketball fan, not as a Cleveland, I knew he needed to leave Cleveland. I didn't like the way he left it on TV to raise $1 million for the Boys and Girls Club when he could have reached in his pocket and pulled $1 million out and said, "Here, Boys and Girls Club." I didn't like that. So I was like, I hate that dude. I hate him, but I didn't burn my jersey or nothing like everybody else in Cleveland. But that, I wanted him to, to be successful. And now they got swept, and he has a lot to think about. 2 years until he can play with his son. He's 1 more year with the Lakers. And then, then the next year he can opt out and go if the Lakers don't get Bronny, he can go wherever Bronny goes and play 1 year with Bronny. But 20 years in the game, LeBron's accomplished a lot of things. Getting swept. What do you think? Are you a LeBron fan? Are you a Lakers fan? Either one of y'all got anything about that whole thing about? Because I don't think AD is the answer. AD does not show up to me. Just like Jason Tatum just shows up at the playoff that last game, like that's why they won. Like he showed up, but they got what I think they got like $400 million wrapped up in like Tatum and Green or something like that for the next couple of years, something like that, because they both made All-Star and was selected. They got like 289 a piece that they can get the max deal, and I don't think they're worth it, to hold on to him. Just like Harden's talking about going back down to Houston, but they ain't gonna give him the money. Or Kyrie showing up at all the Lakers games, trying to make it seem like the Lakers is interested in him, and so like he could get his max money, but I don't think he's worth it either. He played well with LeBron, but ever since that, it's just been kind of downhill for his career. So don't know if y'all got anything to add about that. That had nothing to do with Iowa State, but I don't know if y'all have anything to add about that.
I mean, I'm a fan of LeBron just in, what he's done and what he's accomplished, because 20 years in any sport professionally is crazy. You know what I'm saying? You just got to hats off to the man, because that just knowing what it takes to be a professional and to maintain that in the level in which he's playing. I mean, you just can't compare that to anyone. So that's hats off to him. But I mean, I was going to ask Marcus, like, do you take a hiatus, like a year off, and let your body recover? Or do you stay in the attack mode and let me get back or stay in shape?
Well, I think for someone like him, being in the game for 20 years straight, that hiatus might help him. Although he goes the way and he trains the way that it's phenomenal too. I mean, because for 20 years, no major injuries at all. I mean, I told my ACL 3 times in the span of 5 years. So it's just, just things are just different for different people, different bodies, different situations and stuff like that. So for him to go 20 years straight like that and be able to still play at this high level has been phenomenal. The dynamic of it all is just so strange, because they're pretty much putting Bronny into the league, just because Braun wants to play with them. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I love the kid. He can play. His IQ is off the charts. Like he definitely has a lot of his father's IQ and everything. But Bryce is definitely better. Definitely better. Got a lot of, getting LeBron size and everything. Bronny's foot speed is phenomenal. And pause, but like his butt, his hips, you can see that he's trained him to be able to, endure what he's going to do as a guard. We just thought, he was going to get more than 6'2", because he's been 6'2" for quite some time now. But nevertheless, he can play. He can really, really play. But they're pretty much putting him into the league in a year's time, where if he probably would have needed, there's nothing wrong with going 3 years, 4 years, or whatever, but after his freshman year, he's pretty much going to be, on somebody's radar, because they feel, they can get LeBron or whatever the case may be. But, it's been a phenomenal run for him to go as long as he has gone to play at this level. The Lakers was terrible at the beginning of the year.
Oh yeah.
I didn't expect to see them swept, but at the end of the day, the Denver Nuggets were a better team, but they were gassed. The Lakers was gassed. They lost 4 games by a combined 24 points. So it wasn't like they got blown out. Somebody one of these pundit Facebook groups say, well, do we really think that the Lakers could ever compete? Yeah, they was good. I mean, they got blown. They lost 1 game by 11 points. The other games that they were really, really close, and the Nuggets were just a better team.
Well,
they were in it,
and
they were in it for sure.
This is what I was telling my wife. My wife never watched as much basketball with me as she did this year. She'll never watch sports with me, and she watched it with me. And when I looked at the first game, I told her a story for me, but I'm like, if you look at how sluggish they played, you're going to Denver and you're playing in Denver. You need time to adjust to Denver before you go play. So after that first game, you saw that I told them, like, if they need to win one of these games in Denver, because that atmosphere is so different. Because I remember going there and just not knowing I had to drink as much water, or thinking I could
Right.
drink like I could drink anywhere, and
Right.
almost missed a flight because I got drunk off like 3-4 drinks. And because
Yeah.
you played out there, so is your
Right.
body, like people go there to train for triathlons,
Yeah.
biathlete, they go train there to get their lungs ready
Mhm.
to be in regular situations. So you can
Yep.
attest.
Right. Yeah, no, and the games were close. They were close. That first game, they, Denver played lights out, and they still lost. I think that game by 3 or 4 points. So that was very promising. Game 2 was in the beginning was a little bit closer, but once they got out of reach, out of hand, they pretty much conceded and just figure we can get back home, and played another phenomenal game. But Jokic is just a different. This league is just totally made for him right now. It's
Yeah.
totally made for him
Yeah.
right now. And the surrounding pieces, KCP played lights out because of course he wanted to knock the Lakers out.
100%.
And then
Yeah.
Michael Porter Jr. That kid, his ceiling is still so far high. It's so high. He's already 6'10", and you talking about somebody that loves. I think he loves the 3-point line more than Steph. I mean, Steph
Yeah.
will at least penetrate it. Like that kid ain't getting
Right.
nowhere near the lane or anything like that. He's shooting that jumper, and it's wet too.
Yeah.
So I mean, I would
Yeah.
be shooting it too. But they played phenomenal. They played extremely well. Aaron Gordon played well, and they were really, really focused for that fight with the Los Angeles Lakers. And Bron almost still had a triple-double, had a chance to tie it or win it at the end, and the better team just prevailed.
Yeah, Aaron Gordon, aka Casper from Uncle Drew.
Yeah, Arizona kid.
Yeah.
But speaking of LeBron, so I always gotta plug something. So June 16th, Trice Legacy Golf Event, Trice100golf.com. We talked about LeBron. As you can see on my auction website, it's live right now if you want to go and bid some things. And we got our people out there. But I actually have a LeBron jersey from him scoring the 38,000. Only 25 of these in existence. I think 25 in existence. How many in existence?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 25 of existence. So I'm going to have one of 25 of these at my auction. So it's trying to get me to bid on. I ain't bidding on that right now. But $2,000 is the minimum bid. Now, I'll be honest with y'all. That is a steal because its estimated value at least
right.
6.5. His rookie, I mean, like his other, one of his Cavs jerseys, I think sold for like 13,000. So that's an estimated value. But I will tell you that you all look and say, "Oh man, George, you spent your nonprofit spent all their money on this stuff." We did not. We go through a consignment place, so we owe money on these things. So I will be honest with you, the price we have to pay is, as a part of that. We only get parts of this amount of money depending on where they go. But we wanted to give some actual things out there that people can't get their hands on normally. So we got this, like this Muhammad Ali glove, $1,100. This Mike Tyson glove. I already got one of my homeboys bid on it. So this one is already a bid $500. So to win, the next bid is $525 on that one. I got
it signed.
It's signed. These are all signed, authenticated. So this one is. I mean, so let's see if I got any information. I don't have the information on that one, but yeah, this one, they're all signed, they're all authenticated, they're all from the same company. So basically, if you look at it, it tells you like what kind of this stuff is, where they are, they gem mint. It tells you all information about it. You get the card with it, and that will have them actually at the event. If you win them online, they will be sent to you. This a miniature trophy. It's a miniature Lambo trophy. And so it's signed by Mahomes, Kelsey, Watkins, Tyreek Hill,
Nice.
Matthew, and then Clark. And so it comes in a display case. So that's one. It's only 8 of those in existence, and I have one of those. What else do I have on here? I got this glove, the Legends of Boxing. Ali, Frazier, Foreman, Holmes, Tyson, and Holyfield all on one glove. My homegirl, Jill Eggers, has her own spot. She got some nice aviator glasses, eye exam, and stuff like that, estimated at $1,000 from her business there. I got the basketball icons, Jordan, Bird, Johnson sign ball. I got that as well. Just a Bushnell wing, man, some other things like that. Got some tickets to some of the games, 2 end zone tickets, some other tickets. We're adding things on here as we go along. I have a Peyton Manning signed Peyton Manning jersey coming from the Colts. I have a signed mini Dak Prescott signed helmet from the Cowboys, getting all kinds of little things coming in, trickling here and there that I will put on there. But I just wanted to shout that out to say online, Trice 100 Golf, you can bid on these. Bidding is open right now. It will close at the end of the event. And if you're in person there, you get it there. If not, we mail it out to you. So got some things out there. So check it out. Tell your friends.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's some good paraphernalia right there.
Well, and the
Big time.
thing about that is like I have this is an Iowa event. So most Iowa people I got 3 of these in existence. I'm
okay.
These. I think I'm gonna start at like $300, but there's only 3 of these in existence. I got one in my house, and then I'm gonna auction off one, and then one will be on display at a new bar opening up in Ames. I'm gonna let them consign it and borrow it from me for a little while. But things that from Iowa, like I got a signed basketball from all of the basketball coaches from the men's team. I got a signed football, all the men's football coaches. So those things like that are ones that, our Iowa people are going to want to buy. They're, David Carr is going to sign some things from me, one of the greatest wrestlers at Iowa State. So I'm going to have that Iowa State paraphernalia there. But, we have to have some things that appeal to different people. And so
right.
We got some trips and we got some other things, but this is what we're doing. So, we got some nice stuff out there.
Yeah, that's what's up. I mean, a lot of that paraphernalia is definitely a few of them that I took a peek at.
Yeah. As soon as I put it up there, my homeboy bid on that Tyson glove. He's like, I gotta get that one.
Man, he lives here in Vegas. I would love to meet him.
Oh, Tyson!
You talking about somebody that I wish all the time that I could run into in a mall or in a store or something. I would love to meet Mike Tyson. That's probably one of the icons that I probably would like be, teary-eyed to like meet, because just the whole aura of what he was and what people thought and everything that he went through in his life and everything, and having so many riches and lost so much. And now, I think he's worth 400 or 500 million with the cannabis industry that he's with out here. And his whole demeanor is totally different than what people think. And man, I be saying all the time, and I would love to run into him. I turned around
because I think I got some of the Mike Tyson ears here in my house somewhere.
Mike Tyson ears?
Oh, so him and Holyfield got they collabed on a gummy.
Yeah, that's right.
And they've been advertising it, and it's a medical gummy, and so you could get them. Mike Tyson in Vegas at his spot. They have it out there, but
that's right.
Ears. And it's funny because Holyfield got on it with him, and is like, getting money from that whole incident. So
right.
But I got a Tyson story. I've never physically met Tyson, but I've been 100 feet away from Tyson. So growing up in Cleveland, Tyson used to date Robin Givens. Y'all know that. Robin Givens
was married, wasn't it?
Yeah. So she's from Cleveland. So in my church, I saw Mike Tyson came to church with Robin Givens one time. And so I was young. I was on the top of the church. It was a big church, and they were on the bottom of the church, and everybody, oh, Mike Tyson. This is when he was 19, but just getting his groove on. So I actually saw Tyson there. And then the second story is my aunt, her husband's family lived out in the country, and they lived across from this big ass house. And I was like, oh, what's this big ass house? Mike Tyson Gates. So his old house in Ohio, because he lived out there when he was married with Robin.
That's right.
Tiger was that house is still there. The big gate is there. It's empty now, but that house, I've actually seen the gate and have a picture somewhere of the gate. And it's just crazy. Like Tyson is and seeing him in The Hangover, if he's really that funny as he was in The Hangover, I would love that cat. Just singing and everything. Like he's an interesting guy. So yeah, I feel
real interesting.
But yeah, Tyson, that's one of the things why I had to get that stuff, because I'm a fan of Tyson. You think about pound for pound. I want to see this big George Foreman movie to see what that's about. But yeah, I'm a fan of his. So but yeah, so we're gonna take one more break, and we're gonna talk about our next sponsor, and we're gonna talk about Revelton. They had a double ride that came and was released, and they're gonna have another one released here, I think later this summer. But they are also a sponsor, like I said, at the event. And they are playing in the event as well. But we're going to have some specialty drinks that are made with Revelton liquors at our event. So they're going to give us whatever those drinks are. So Brent, I think one of the drink we had down there is going to be one of the ones on special up at the event.
I hope so.
So we got a couple of things. They got some nice ones up there. So they will be there. So Ship, play that. play that clip from our sponsor, Revelton.
At Revelton Distilling Company, everyone has become a part of the Revelton family. From the Taylors and their daughter who helped perfect their award-winning gins, to the team who installed Lucy, our 33-foot-tall custom-made still, right down to the local farms that provide our coveted corn, and even the cows on those farms who consume our mash byproduct. Want to see the farm to flask come to life? Now you can tour Lucy and find out where we take Iowa's harvest and transform it into our finest spirits. Choose between a 45-minute tour or find out even more by scheduling a VIP behind-the-scenes tour to get the taste of the full Revelton experience. You can visit them at 1400 West Clay Street in Osceola, Iowa, or find all of Revelton's award-winning spirits at any local grocery or spirits retailer.
That's what's up, and we're back. So, we're gonna end it up here. We're gonna end it real quick here, here soon. But I want to start. I got two things I want to talk about or just mention. So, football season. As we talked about, there's been a lot of coaching changes in the NBA, NFL, and in NCAA. But there's always speculation that Matt Campbell is going to leave us, and I want to read a quote that he said recently in an article, because they've been talking about him. Why is he at Iowa State? Is he going to leave? Why does he stay at Iowa State? And he said, "You're always going to have to go up the rough side of the mountain here. You're going to have to do really hard things to have great success. I think it's one thing I love about here. There are no shortcuts to greatness here." That's it.
That's
It's always been like that uphill mountain. Like we
Right.
get there, we're so close. We are so close all the time. And like I think about Purdy breaking all them records, and he had some weapons, but we didn't perform as well as we should have. Just like the Browns on paper. On paper, the Browns should be real good 90% of the time, but they never can perform. And we've had great years. Like Seneca was probably one of our greatest quarterback in my mind at Iowa State through the time that I know of Iowa State, from the the early 90s to now. But again, Purdy broke all those records. But I remember sitting in the front row of the game when we played against Florida State down at Arrowhead, and I'm sitting right there when he ran and we scored. He scored. We won that game. And they said he didn't. I was there watching it. All of us were sitting there watching, me and PJ and everybody. And but he was a great quarterback back there. But it's always been tough at Iowa State. And Jamie, has done some things there. It started with Gene Smith. Then he came over to ASU and went back over to Ohio State. But Gene was starting to get some things going. But Jamie has really taken it to another level to make Iowa that powerhouse of a community. Not just be there for the school year, but to want to be there and make it a destination with the Chi-Town going in, the facilities that he's gotten for men's, women's sports. He's done a good job of doing these things. And so with Matt Campbell being there and saying, "Hey, it's a rough mountain, but I'm here," that's what's up. So, salutes to him, and I hope he stays for a while. But we do got to win something. We do got to perform. I was at practice a couple months ago and saw him. I was there the week before the spring game, so I'm looking at what they were doing. But we got some work to do. But we always got work to do. Work is never done. No matter what. You got all the same players coming. You still got work to do. And Brent, you know that better than anybody being on that field.
That's it.
Yep.
Stay ready. So you ain't got to get ready, man. That's it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And so as we close out this episode, we've been having some conversations. And we want to talk about this. We want to talk about this. This is a Big 12 women's and men's champion, same year. You got Brandon Hawkins down here. So you got to go to our YouTube channel to see this picture. You got Brandon Hawkins in there. You got Joe Boog, aka but Mike Nurse is in there. I see Clint Varley. We had him on the show. He's back there up under Marcus while Marcus is looking down with the net on his neck. We got Martine over there. I see Martine. I see Stevie. Who else I see? I see Thomas Watkins. They go Truck.
Thomas on his toes.
Huh?
What time is on his toes?
He's trying to be on your level. So why are you up looking down at everybody, Marcus? 20 years. We talked about this earlier.
We talked about this earlier.
I want to give you your time to talk about this.
I listen, and just full disclosure. I told you, I said, why the hell was I standing above everybody so arrogantly? Like, what in the hell? I cannot understand what possessed me, because I mean, we had a phenomenal season. Our women had a phenomenal season. Shout out to Coach Bill Finley, definitely the GOAT in my eyes, Iowa State coach. Their teams made me want to be better, because our women was always so good when I was there at Iowa State. So they made me want to be better. And so upon us, the celebration, we were Big 12 champions. They were too. And we were celebrating together. I can't figure out why in the hell I'm standing on top of a chair above everybody. And this picture has been out there for so long. And like I told you earlier, George, if I felt that way, maybe some other people felt that way. I totally want to apologize for that, because it's been over 20 some years. I can't understand what would make me, even if I'm standing on the chair, on a ladder or what. But it's just just the whole catchment of it all, just trying to figure out, why am I doing that? And I honestly cannot tell you why or what possessed me to get on top of a chair or a ladder and stand among my teammates, above my teammates and my peers, and with the women's team and the men's team. And it's just crazy to me. Since you sent me this picture earlier, it was 5:55 this morning when it came to my text, and we got the group chat with me, you, and Brent. So once I went back to my phone, I was looking at the group chat and I didn't see it. I said, well, maybe I was dreaming or whatever. And then, a couple hours before we hopped on the pod, I happened to come across a text again. And I was like, man, what in the hell was I doing? And I cannot figure out what I was doing. I just really don't know. But I just know that was a phenomenal time. The Hilton Coliseum was full. We again, we're that university that always, knock down, struggle. They're not going to win. They're going to be competitive. That year, we were, kings and queens above everyone in the league, in the Big 12, and it was just an amazing time. And just to see all these faces, that are my peers and my teammates and things that went on that year, it was a great, feeling to be a part of, and to be a part of the picture is what 20 some years later I would have rather been than to be standing above everyone in the picture.
Mary Fox was on that team, wasn't she?
Who?
Wasn't Mary was on that team? I'm trying to think. Was Mary on that team? I can't remember who. I can't remember women was on that team. I recognize all their faces, but that was so long ago.
Yeah, I see Desiree. I see Megan Taylor, Stacy. What else I see? Yeah, it's been so long ago.
It has been. So that's crazy though. But yeah, and it was good to talk about that when that. So yeah. Reggie sent that over to our group because it's me, Reggie, Truck, Stevie, Nurse. We be on a chat all the time, and he over on the East Coast, so we sent that out early, and so that's how I got that picture out early a couple of days ago. And I was like, man, I got to send this to Marcus because he wasn't.
Man, I don't know what you guys were saying about it, but shit. I mean, do you think? Because that's the, I'm not an arrogant guy, never been ever, like, or to think about anything like that. But when I saw that, I was like, man, what the hell am I doing? Like, yep. I mean, because obviously, the championships for me and the team wouldn't have been without the team. The shooting of Mike, the toughness of Stevie. Stevie took so much pressure off me, rebounding the ball and defensively. Definitely needed him. Truck was just definitely, knocking the shots down from the outside and doing everything that I needed. Jamal Tinsley, it goes without being said. And even, down to my guy, Clint Varley. Everybody from the top to the back made that team go. Brandon coming off the bench.
Tinsley out there hiding, trying not to be in the picture at all.
Right. Brandon coming off the bench, and we had to reel him in a lot of times because he was ready to go each and every time he touched the floor. And even, I see Richard Evans on there, who was a high flyer and had a lot of talent and, got some good times. And, Thomas was the sharpshooter. Everybody did their part on that team that got us ready to be these champions. And like I said, I totally apologize for standing above everybody. Like as Mike Nurse would say, like I'm king shit over the top of everybody. So I definitely apologize for that. You know, it is definitely a moment among my peers, and I hate that, you know, it looks like that at this moment.
Well, I just tried to call while we were sitting there. I was sneaking and had my eyes down because I just called Thomas. I just called Joe Bug. I just called Watkins. None of them answered. I'm gonna see what they thoughts was on it, but none
Thomas
of them,
didn't.
Thomas ain't answer. Like I can call his ass kid, but no, he ain't answered. He been ducking me anyway. He owe me a cigar time. We supposed to be going out and getting a cigar sometime soon anyway. I'm gonna call him again, make sure he answer the phone.
You got his current number?
Yeah, I think I do. Yeah, he ain't answering, but yeah, I got the oh shit, I don't want to call him again. But yeah, I got his number. I got the ending 5254, and unless he changed it.
Let me see.
Yeah, but
yeah,
no,
that's the current one.
Yep. So no, so I tried to call all them cats, see what they were talking about. But we'll get them on here next time talking about it too. We're gonna keep this picture circulating. So we're gonna put this out on our Twitter. And y'all give us some comments on what y'all think. We gonna bring those up next episode. But hey, this has been a good one side of storm. You know, Brent Curvey, Marcus Pfizer, and George Trice here. You know, just talking some crap about the good old days, you know, and how the times have changed for these young men in the world that they're in. But you know, most definitely. Oh, I got one more thing I want to show y'all. You know, I've been showing people this, but I got to get y'all opinion on it. I'm gonna share it with the group, so you'll be able to see this on the YouTube if you look at it. But I'm working on some things right now, so tell me what y'all think about these.
Ooh, I bet they won't come in 18s.
I'll get you them in 18.
Hey.
You get me those in 18s.
So what I'm working on right now, I had a designer design these for me because I'm trying to get it, trying to get into getting this for the fall. You know, we got the 5 bars, we got the I will, we got the Ames throwback on there. So I asked them to incorporate the picture and the thing from what he saw in the reveal of our jerseys. Then you see our 100 logo on the back of the shoe. So he got these back to me. So you know, I'm gonna find an airbrush artist, somebody that can make these for us, and do some one-offs, or I'm trying to get in touch with Nike to see, hey Nike, let's make some of these and let's get these out. But working on some things with the Trice Legacy Foundation. But if you see me walking these in the fall, you know, make sure you let me know, because I mean I'm gonna make sure I get everybody a pair of these. I mean, even if I'm sling them out my trunk,
they tough.
That joint right there go nice with a Purdy jersey.
They do.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You know, I might even try to have them make me some in green for the Jets. You know, and we get some different variations, because so the next thing I'm working on is you know, I'm a shout out to Shields. Nike sold out of the cleats that Iowa State's wearing for the fall this year. So Nike sold out of them, and Iowa State already put their order in, so I wasn't able to get them to add some to my order. But Shields gave me and donated 3 pair, size 10, 11, and 12. And so we're going to have some custom cleats made to represent that 100 game that we're going to give out to a couple people to have them rock those and get our message out there and get our brand out there. But stay tuned for those, just like these Air Force Ones. Air Force Ones don't never go out of style. And
Ever.
so, you know, they're classic. You can wear it with jeans, wear it with joggers, wear them with shorts, you know. But we gonna get some of this out. But more to come on what we're doing with the Trice Legacy Foundation. But Hunger Lows and hey, Coach Scalacci is gonna be serving the breakfast up at the event. So, you know, that little bringing that bit of Texas to Iowa. So shouts out to them for hooking us up with the family discount. Is that the family discount, or just, you know, a little bit off? What's the family discount?
Nah, it's the family discount.
Okay, you got the family discount on there. You know, we're nonprofit 501c3. You know, so we got to make sure we support our local businesses. So we always giving back. But appreciate y'all listening to us. We've been going for a while, but hey, we back. So shouts out. Talk to you soon. Holla.
Peace.